something that I really love that, people that in Nicaragua will always say is that they're very loving. And I found that to be very true. Just like, there are people anywhere in the world who are, who can have bad days and things like that. But as a culture, as a people, they're very welcoming and they're very accepting of, of anybody. Like, as poor as they are, they really would give you the shirt off their back if that's what you needed, and they will always feed you no matter what. Like, we would teach a lot of people, like I said, we teach a lot of very poor people, and we'd get to their house and we'd teach them a lesson, and they would offer us food. And they were, they were living in this shack pretty much. They had barely anything. They had the food to eat for the day, and they would offer us some. And I'm just like, I part of me always wanted to say no, but that's more disrespectful, to refuse that gift that they're offering you. So you always say yes, but just eat a little bit. But I always just really admired that, how selfless they can be. Just loving people, making sure that everyone's fed and happy. They're also very family oriented. It's very common for multiple generations to live together. Here in America, it's once you turn 18, you're off on your own. See you, have fun. We'll help you if you need it, but for the most part, bye. But their kids pretty much stay there until, for whatever reason, they decide to move and get their own place. And grandparents live with them, and and that's just the way it is for them. They always like family. Family is everything. Family and their heritage and their religion. Like that's a really big important thing for them. Just that tradition. There's 1 week. I think it's right around Easter. I believe it's usually the last week of March. It's called the Holy Week, La Semana Santa, it's a traditional Catholic holiday. And it always gets really, really crazy that time of year. It's also about the hottest week of the year, typically. And, so it's right before April. Yeah, the end of March and all of April is the hottest month. It's the hottest time of the year. It's right before, I believe it's right before the rain season starts. And it always gets really crazy with parades every day. Lots of, people having parties or, and, getting together and just hanging out and eating food and drinking and things like that. It's fun walking down the street and seeing this person in an egg costume or, they have specific names, I can't remember what they are, but there's, he looks like a little short, stubby, round man and like a Humpty Dumpty kind of thing, or there's this really, really tall, beautiful woman, like about 10 feet tall. They'd be walking on stilts and they would just parade down with music. They have marching bands and things like that. I feel like there were parades going on about every other week for some reason or another. There's always a holiday to celebrate for some saint in the, I don't know if it's necessarily the Catholic religion or like a patron saint of this specific city in Nicaragua. So like I said, the culture is very Catholic, whether you're Catholic or not. That's just kind of what happens. And a fun tradition they do for New Year's is they have a scarecrow-looking thing that they'll sit outside their home for the whole month of December, or for at least around Christmas time, all through the end of the year. And it's called a viejo, which means old. And so they'll have a scarecrow sit out in front of their home for the last month of the year, and then on New Year's Eve at midnight they blow it up. They set it on fire with firecrackers or whatever, which to symbolize the getting rid of the old to bring in the new kind of thing. And it's always very loud during. It was very loud. My companion and I actually wore earplugs when we went to sleep, just so we weren't constantly woken up by all of it. But they celebrate. So they don't celebrate Halloween or Thanksgiving like that, but they do. They have Christmas, and they celebrate Mother's Day on the 30th of May every year, which is interesting. I think that's unique even to Nicaragua. Is Mother's Day is May 30th, no matter what day of the week it falls on.